lunch with God. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl named Annie. She loved to hear stories on God. Somehow, she came to believe she could meet God, and soon meeting God became her cherished dream. She had heard that God lives far, far away. So one day, she packed her basket with sandwiches, cupcakes, and cans of juice and started on a long, long journey. After covering some distance, she came to a beautiful park. As she was feeling hungry, she thought she could take her lunch there. When she entered the park, she saw an old woman sitting on a bench watching pigeons. She had an uncanny glow on her face. The girl went there and sat beside the lady. She took out the cupcakes from her basket and started eating. She offered them to the lady too. She offered her drink as well. The lady cheerfully accepted the cupcake and drink and smiled at Annie. She had a bewitching smile. Annie was delighted. They sat there all afternoon, eating and smiling without saying a word. Then it started getting dark and Annie felt sleepy. So she got up to go home. She had just walked a few steps when she stopped. Deep inside her, she felt a strong desire to go back to the unearthly lady. She turned around and darted back to the wonderful woman. She gave her a big hug. The old woman smiled and kissed her forehead affectionately. But it was getting late, and Annie had to go home anyhow. So she started for her home once again. She turned around for the last time to watch the lady. But lo and behold, the lady had disappeared. She looked for her everywhere, under the trees, near the branches and swings, but the lady was nowhere. Suddenly, a thought gladdened her heart. Maybe God came in the form of that old lady. Had she met God face to face? She couldn't stop smiling while returning home. When Annie arrived home, her mother was surprised to see a heavenly bliss on her face. She asked, "What has made you so happy today, my child?" Annie replied, "I had a lunch with God. You know what? She's got the most beautiful smile in the world." The mother looked dumbfounded. Moral: God listens to each and every pure-hearted person on earth.